about Hey, it's Mel, and it is a beautiful day here in southern Vermont. Look at that blue sky. How cool is that? I hope it is beautiful where you are. And I was just taking a quick break. We have a huge production day up here in our Vermont studios for the Mel Robbins podcast. And one of the things that I love to do is in the middle of the day, in between whether we're doing a recording or we've just had a big strategy meeting, I love to take a quick break and step outside, get fresh air, look off in the distance. I do this when we're down in Boston too. It is a fabulous little trick to be able to reset your focus, to clear your mind, to think bigger thoughts. Oh, look at this. And look at this. Mr. Noodle is here for our live stream today. And so, I wanted to pop on because I'm seeing a lot of you writing into the Mel Robbins podcast and asking questions online about how I manage my time and how it is that I am able to get so much done in so many various aspects of my life. My cat is right behind me, Mr. Noodle. Hi, Nudes. And it's a great question. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what you can do to be more effective with your time and your focus, because your attention and your time is your most valuable commodity. I want to inspire you to be way, way more strategic and aggressive and clear about where you're directing your attention and time, because here's something that I've discovered the hard way. And I bet you've discovered this the hard way too. When you're not clear about your priorities and your outcomes in your business, in your career, with the goals that you have, guess what happens? Somebody who's very clear about their business or their goals will steal your time. Yep. It never, never fails. That people that are very clear about what business outcomes they want to create, what goals that they have in life, when they're clear about what they want to create in their life, holy cow, they make much better use of their time than you do. And I have fallen prey to this in my life where I haven't been very clear about what I've wanted to cause in my business. I haven't been clear about my goals about growing my business. I haven't defined what I'm going to do Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And then what happens if you're a business owner and you're not clear about what your business outcomes or your career outcomes are, is that you will find yourself spending all of your time responding to emergencies and working in your business instead of working on growing it. That is a fatal mistake that I see all my small business owners and entrepreneurs and side hustlers doing, that you are not clear about where you're going. You haven't taken the time to define strategic outcomes that you're going to work on with a maniacal focus. And if you haven't done that step, you will always be hijacked by emergencies. You will always be hijacked by other people's dramas. You will always be hijacked by the day-to-day operations of your business, of your goal, of your side hustle. And it is a massive mistake. And so, number one, whether you want to achieve big goals or you want to achieve better outcomes and faster growth in your side hustle or your business, you have to be clear about what you value and what outcomes you are driving toward. Without that level of clarity and defining it for yourself and just really scoping out that game that you're going to play for the next 3 months, the next 6 months, for 2024, you will never get control of your time because you're not even clear about what matters enough to you to be focused on how you're going to spend your time. So that's rule number one when it comes to the questions that I keep getting about how do you get so much done, Mel? And I do have a lot going on. And over the years, I've built a team, but I've got a lot going on. We produce 2 podcast episodes a week, 52 weeks a year, that get syndicated to 194 countries, and we are competing at the highest levels. We are ranked in the top 10 podcasts of the entire world right now at this moment. That's out of 6 million podcasts. On top of that, I'm in the middle of writing my next manuscript for a book that's going to be published in January called The Let Them Theory. On top of that, we have a lot of corporate partnerships where we do research and coaching and training for some of the most inspiring brands on the planet. And then I have a personal life. I want to make sure that I'm not so overwhelmed with my business and my financial goals that I'm not present with my family. And this is particularly important for me because our son Oakley is a senior in high school. And before I blink my eyes, he is going to be off and in college. And Chris and I are going to be empty nesters. This is like a melting ice cube right now. And so if I'm not very clear about what my goals are, both in business and with my personal life for the next 3 to 6 months, people that are clear, they're going to steal my time. Emergencies and petty distractions will steal my time. And so I want you to get super laser focused. What is your biggest priority between now and let's say Q3, which is September, October? What's the number one thing that you want to fight to get your time back? Because I'm about to teach you something called the 24-hour rule, which is going to help you be more effective with time. Okay. But what is something that you in your business? So if you're a small business owner, I want you to tell me Q2, Q3, what's your goals? What do you need to do? Do you need to triple your sales? Do you need to come up with new marketing campaigns? Do you need to bring AI into your business? Do you need to hire somebody to do all of the administrative things that your time is being like just tasked with so that you can get up above the business and up above the minutia of it and focus your time and energy on growing it? And, I made mistakes for years of working 100-hour weeks because I was so in the business and I was in such a survival and a problem mindset that I didn't get out of the business as quickly as I could have. I was so overwhelmed in the dumb stuff that I didn't do the work to simplify my focus around what mattered to me for my personal goals and my professional goals fast enough. And so I just got to keep hammering this. Put this in, because if you haven't done the work to go, okay, the number one thing for me, and for me, just to give you an example, this might not make any sense, but for me, the number one goal right now has been to up level the podcast operations so that we can continue to produce a world class show and be one of the top 10 ranked podcasts in the entire world and have a predictable rhythm to the week to week production. Because without that as my number one outcome and goal, I will constantly be subject to emergencies happening. So that's kind of like this huge thing that I'm working on right now, something I've never done before. And so you got to define what you want, because then you can become more selfish and strategic about how you are allocating your time. And you're not going to let peddly dumb stuff that's not as important as that thing hijack you. Second big goal of mine is I want to be more present and have more boundaries between work and life right now, because again, our son is a senior in high school. This time is a melting ice cube. I am going to miss it if I do not have better boundaries, meaning better boundaries with my phone, meaning delegate and empower my team more, meaning having better boundaries with myself and not allowing myself to get sucked into things that aren't important, saying no more. These are all things that I have prioritized in my life for Q2 and Q3. And there's a bunch of other things. Now, let me talk to you about what this 24-hour rule is. Okay. And I see many of you going, I need to 10x my sales. Okay, great. Let me tell you something about selling, everybody. You want to hear the bad news? The only reason why you haven't 10x your sales is because you're not selling. You've allowed your time to be hijacked by stupid things that aren't making you money. And one of the reasons why you are allowing your time to be hijacked right now is because you're not clear about the activities that you need to be doing every single day that over time drive sales. And those activities that drive sales, everybody, they blow. Nobody wants to make a cold call. Nobody wants to write 5 different email newsletters and work on segmenting their list. Nobody wants to spend 35 minutes working on subject lines or creating a content plan. Why would you want to do something like that that takes a lot of time and that makes you face rejection and failure when you could just waste all day answering emails and sitting in meetings that you don't need to be in? See, I think that you're fake productive, and your fake productivity is one of the reasons why other people that are very clear about what they want in life are stealing your time. And it's why your business and dumb things in your business and your side hustle are stealing your time, because it keeps you busy and then you don't have to do the hard stuff. Well, I'm here to tell you, you want to triple your business, you're going to have to do the hard stuff. You want to be more serious about your time and have better boundaries with work and your personal life and your personal goals, you got to be serious about what you want. And so, again, define what you want, sticking with your plan. Laura, that's great. You want to stick with your plan. Why? And what would it look like to stick to your plan? What does that mean you have to do every single day? Like, how are you going to know that you've actually stuck to the plan? Do you have to make 3 calls a day? Do you have to spend 2 hours a day doing something? This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where busy people get separated from very successful people, because you got to be able to define what matters to you, because then you can direct your time and attention. So let me talk about the 24-hour rule. Part of what I see over and over again when I read the questions that you're sending into the Mel Robbins podcast and the things that you ask me during these live streams or on social media, or when you come up to me after I give a keynote, is I've got all these ideas. I got to work on the marketing, and then I got to work on the website, and then I'm going to launch YouTube. You've already failed. You've already failed. Because if everything's important, nothing's important. You can have a bazillion ideas, but execution is the game. And so there are lots of things that I do, because I'm an idea person, to capture all my ideas. So I know where they are. But I do not allow that creativity to steal my time during the day. So let's go to the 24-hour rule. What does this mean? Once you understand what is your key priority, so mine is up-leveling and creating a very consistent, profitable rhythm to the Mel Robbins podcast production cycle. And I have all these things that I can measure that allow me to know that we're actually hitting that. I also know that my goal is to spend quality time with our son and our kids while Oakley still lives at home. And I have particular things that I measure and have put in place. And knowing this allows me to wake up every day and follow the 24-hour rule. I don't have to worry about what's going to happen in September and October. I don't have to worry about what's going to happen in 2024. You want to know why? I'm clear about what I'm creating. And every day when I wake up, I just have to follow the 24-hour rule. I get a brand new 24 hours, and I can choose how I spend my time. And all you need, I'm not kidding, to stay on track with your big, amazing, audacious business, side hustle, creative, and personal goals is to find like 30 lousy minutes a day that you're going to dedicate to that one top thing that you said was your number one thing, whether it is tripling your business, whether it's working on reinventing your life, whether it's finishing your book manuscript. Whoa, that was like a big wasp. That would have been terrible. Whether it is launching your YouTube channel, creating your online courses, leaving your corporate job and launching into your consulting business, starting that real estate business. All you freaking need, once you're very clear about what your focus and your goals and all that stuff is about, once you're clear about the big game and the things you need to be doing every day that is going to lead you there, you don't need to worry about what's happening a year from now. You don't need to worry about this fall. You need to follow the 24-hour rule. This simplifies things so much. Every day when I wake up, I have 2 things that I do that are related to the up-leveling of the podcast operations and getting into a consistent rhythm. And there is one thing that I do every day to make sure that I get in quality time with my husband and my son while we still have our son, who's a senior in high school, here at home. And there is one thing that I do every day for my health. And all I have to do is manage the 24 hours in front of me. And 100% of your anxiety and worry is coming from the fact that you're thinking about what's about to happen instead of focusing on the time that you have right now and what you need to do. And that is a simple trick that makes me wildly successful, that helps me stay focused on what matters, that helps me make meaningful progress. And if you also just wake up every day and you look at the next 24 hours and you figure out how to put in these little pockets of time, you've created so much space for emergencies and drama and the little stuff that you're going to have to deal with anyway. But you've prioritized what matters to you in your business. And you've created this laser focus on owning and controlling where your time and attention is going. And it just starts to build more momentum and confidence. It's just absolutely incredible. And so, when I show up here and I say, you're capable of doing anything you want, but not everything at the same time. But you got to define what you want so that you can start controlling your time. Because until you define it, and until you create a game, and until you say, okay, I'm ready to have the discipline. I am ready to focus 24 hours at a time. I am ready to stop with the excuses. Nothing new is going to happen. And so I want to also make sure you understand that in the next 24 hours, 2 more days, an opportunity to let me be the one that holds you accountable is going to close. See, once a year, I do a coaching program called Launch. It's 6 months long. All the details are right down here. The registration closes Thursday night at 7 p.m. And then I'm not doing this again until 2025. And so if you've always struggled to stop working in your business and actually get the discipline to get above it and create structure and rhythm and be able to grow and work on your business, Launch is for you. If you're somebody that has big goals and you have trouble creating momentum and chipping away and sticking at it, and one bad thing happens, you stop working on it, Launch is for you. If you're somebody that's got a million ideas, you're really successful, you got a million ideas, and the million ideas that you blame on ADHD or this thing or that thing or the other thing, they're constantly getting in your way of actually achieving the things that you want, Launch is for you. Turn the accountability over to me and my team. Let me hold you accountable. Let me send you an email every single day to tell you what to do in these next 24 hours. Let me invite you into the private group coaching course platform that we use with our big, amazing corporate brand partners, where this entire course and community takes place. This is for people who are successful. It's for people who want to play a big game. It's for getting the structure and accountability to define the next chapter of your life or your business. And here's the other thing that's super cool about it. You not only get to spend the next 6 months with me, I'm going to simplify it. You can tell how direct I am. Like, you think you know Mel Robbins from the Mel Robbins podcast? Just wait until you spend 6 months with me. You'll see just how focused I am. You'll see just how no nonsense I am. If you've already joined the class of 2024 for Launch, please let us know in the comments right now. And please let me know what's your big goal that we're going to be working on. Because Launch is about execution. You can come into Launch having no idea what you should focus on because you got a million ideas. You could come into Launch with big goals, like I want to 3x my business revenue. I want to give my first paid keynote address to a major corporation. I want to launch my consulting business. I want to grow my side hustle so I can leave my full-time job. I want to finish my book manuscript, and I want to land a book agent or land a publishing deal. These are all goals that former alumni have achieved inside a Launch. You want to get the funding for your nonprofit, get those grant applications done. Well, thinking about it's not going to get it done. And constantly giving your time away to other people that are more focused than you, that's not going to get it done. So let Mel Robbins lead you through a coaching experience. Let Mel Robbins hold you accountable. Let my team support you for 6 months, and surround yourself with other successful people who are taking on big, amazing, audacious goals to reinvent their life or to truly double down on the business that they care about, and to get laser focused on what matters and then start executing like a you-know-what, because that's the game. Talk is cheap. You want to change your life. You want to grow your business. Prove it. Prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself by defining what you want and then getting yourself in a situation where someone's going to hold you accountable. And that's launch your skincare. Simple Life is going to launch their skincare. Amazing. By October, that skincare line will be launched. because I have created the structure and the accountability, and I've assembled the community, and we are waiting for you. And the community is already on fire. It is popping off. And the second that you sign up, everybody, you've got your workbook, you've got the first couple videos, you've got a tour of the private course community platform. You've got students in there from around the world who are waiting to just avalanche you with positive excitement and enthusiasm. So get ready to freaking launch with some rocket fuel, because this is the group you've been waiting for. I'd be happy to simplify all the noise in your head. I'd be happy to give you the plan that you need to follow. I'd be happy to teach you how to follow the 24-hour rule. I'd be happy to help you extinguish your problem mindset and teach you how to have a totally different one. And I'm going to be working on some big stuff alongside you, doing the exact same lessons that you're going to be doing. So doors close Thursday at 7 p.m. Then the wait list goes up for 2025. Get off the fence, get into the program. For those of you asking if there is a refund policy, there is a 2-week risk-free trial. All of the information, including the payment plan and the risk-free trial, all that stuff, what you get, the dates of the live coaching sessions, all of that stuff is there on the page. You're an adult, go to melrobbins.com/launch and get in if this is for you, because I don't want to hear from you on Friday when you're like, I forgot. Okay, I'll see you in 2025. Because if you want to win, you got to prove it. If you want to change the way you're showing up, you got to do something different. And so this is your opportunity to work with me as your coach in a completely different way than you know me as the host of the Mel Robbins podcast and here on social media. And if it's for you, fabulous. I can't wait to coach you. If it's not, I'm still so proud of you. And I'm proud of you for being here. I'm proud of you for wanting to do better. And I'm going to keep showing up here and inspiring you however I can. But again, we're talking doors closing in a couple hours. So do not delay. It's time to execute. It is time to surprise yourself. And it's time to get damn selfish with your time. Okay. So let's get serious about what you're going to create so that everybody else that's more disciplined and focused than you stops stealing your time and you get your power and your time back. And let's go make some awesome things happen between now and October. All righty. I got to go. We got to go tape 2 more episodes of the Mel Robbins podcast, but I wanted to take this quick break with you. Make sure you don't miss this opportunity to launch with me for the next 6 months. And that's it. I love you. And I believe in you. And I believe in your ability to get focused and to get disciplined and to start executing and to make the most out of your 24 hours in your time. So let's do this thing. All right, guys, I got to go.